Hey Luke, it seems to me that you guys want this both ways. You want to say the DROs have the power to ruin your reputation, right? Because if they stop supporting you, that's supposed to be punishment for whatever contract that they are the arbitrators of that you have broken. And on the same hand, you want to say, oh, no, anybody can just start a DRO. Well, that's not how reputations work. And no, you would not have a free choice of DROs. If I go to McDonald's, and the only way that I'm protected from food poisoning is because McDonald's has a DRO. And let's say I insist they have some DRO. Am I going to negotiate what DRO that is every time I buy a burger? Obviously not, I'm going to have to accept the DRO they've accepted. I'm going to probably figure I'm not going to get food poisoning. And if they choose somebody that's friendly to their interests, I mean, that would not be surprising. Because you see, people have multiple interests. They want a burger. So they go ahead and sign the agreement. Then later on, they find out that that DRO is maybe not fully corrupt, but has reasons, has interests in in supporting its major client, McDonald's in this case, over the individual. And are the DROs powerful enough to wreck your reputation or not? Virtual Hooligan, I didn't see the second video. I don't have internet right now. I was watching it earlier. And but Virtual Holocaust was talking about people being raised into slavery. He was talking about the fact that maybe a DRO might do a very good job until it comes time to protect one of its own. And then other people are going to have to make the decision. Well, okay, so this DRO is run by a corrupt person, and maybe he's in a place of privilege as CEO, say, of the DRO. And they're going to have to say, well, is it in their best interest to look the other way? And if it is, they will. They will look the other way. Another thing you say is that it'd be easy to take a DRO to court. I don't see how you're allowed to bring another DRO in unless that DRO agreed to it ahead of time, in which case you need a DRO with this secondary DRO. And you need a DRO to watch your relationship with that DRO, and so on. You can't just take someone to court because there is no fucking court. There's just a bunch of DRO arbitration. And there's not going to be an infinite number of DROs. So ultimately, you will exhaust your right to appeal simply because there's got to be a limited number of DROs. Yeah, I don't think that the system works out very well. And I don't think you employ a principle that I just totally reject a lot, which is this idea that, oh, well, there can't be a monopoly because somebody could just always start another DRO. So what? Somebody could start a television station or a newspaper. Doesn't mean they have the means to get the kind of circulation of the paper they're trying to compete with. Yeah, I could start a DRO. Who the hell's going to use my DRO? I mean, if a DRO has anything near a monopoly, then they're going to have built up this reputation. They're going to set themselves up marketing and propaganda-wise so that their reputation is golden, and it won't have to be purely right because people do not have the ability or information to judge these DROs on their purity. If you have a DRO that's worked for a couple hundred years and then it becomes corrupt, that reputation is like an inertia and a momentum, and it will be a disproportionate power in their advantage. I don't think you understand that people are self-interested, and that this means that no, you can't just assume that things will work out when you just leave it to private parties.